Hey, what is going on, guys? Jay here from Maji, and Jay today super excited that I got another smart lock here, and this time it does have a fingerprint scanner, which is the most exciting part about this particular model right here. You guys can find this on Amazon with the Prime service for about $199, and it is called the Ultraloq, and the model is the U-Bolt Pro. So this one here has the ability to also connect via Wi-Fi, but unfortunately, if you look here on the side of the box, we need this piece right here, which is called the Ultraloq Bridge Wi-Fi adapter. Unfortunately, it doesn't come inside of the box. I contacted the company to see if they are willing to send me one, because this is one of the coolest features as well. Not only to have a fingerprint, but also to be able to unlock it remotely anywhere around the world will make it super awesome. So anyways, guys, here on the front side, we can see the options that we have to unlock it. We can use the key, the code, the fingerprint, and the smartphone as well. Also, it has geosensing capabilities. That means that once you are getting close to the lock, by detecting the smartphone, it will unlock for you automatically, and many other great features in which we're going to be talking here in just a second. So anyways, this is all we get here around the box, and I can tell you guys that this is one of the easiest smart locks to install, up to date. It's really cool. If you guys can install a regular deadbolt lock on the front of your door, you can definitely do it very easily with this one right here. So anyways, opening the box, which I already did, we got the manuals with a template in case you guys are using a brand new door, which is very unlikely. In my case, of course, I have the existing one and it worked just fine. And then we find the manuals in here. They do provide a lot of great information, so I would recommend that you guys read them thoroughly. It explains everything with details. They have a lot of pictures, QR codes, just to make it easy to download things like the application, which by the way is called UTech, and it's actually written right there, and it comes for iOS and also Android. So again, everything is really well explained on here. The next thing we find is a foam protector, and inside here we have the inner side of the lock. This is where basically the brains is. You got here the battery compartment, and I gotta say that the weight of it feels very nice and solid. This is all made of metal right here, the whole entire frame. It feels super solid. The only part that is made of plastic is the outer side here, and the inner side where all the mechanism is. We can see here the little brush motor. I mean, everything is super well made. I have no complaints whatsoever when it comes to the build quality so far. So here we have the keypad. This is what goes on the outer side of the door. So I am holding it upside down. There we go. As you guys can tell, we got here the keypad. Very nice and clicky. They feel very comfortable in the hand once you press them. We have here the lock key as well. Every time, let's say you enter your passcode and your door is locked, you press here and it will unlock, and vice versa. If you have it open and you are leaving, you press this button and it'll lock for you. Again, here we have the fingerprint, and then if we pull this out of the frame, we can see that inside here we have the keyhole. In case everything else fails, well, at least you have an option to still unlock it safely without being locked out. So again, very cool little unit right here. Then we have, of course, all the pieces that go with it. This is the bracket that goes on the inner side of the door as well. We have some more pieces on here. We got these batteries. Now, honestly, guys, I upgraded my batteries to Duracell, or actually Rayovac, I believe, which are better than these right here. If you can get a better brand like Duracell or Energizer, it's definitely recommended. Then here we have the keys. We got some screws. These are for installation. We have the deadbolt itself right here. This is quite common, as you can tell. And we have some other tools and pieces inside. So depending on the type of installation that you're doing, you may not need all of these things right here. Like I didn't use this part, and I also didn't use this part. So these two pieces, I guess they are optional. You don't need to install them. Again, depending on the installation or the door that you have. So with that being said, guys, that's all we have inside of the box. Alrighty guys, so now that we know all the content that come inside of the box and what this product is all about, it is time to proceed with the installation tutorial, which again is really easy to do. In this case, I place all the parts in the order in which they will be installed, starting here with the optional parts. Then we got the screws. These are wood screws that go along with these pieces right here. They are absolutely optional. In my case, I already had them on my door, so I didn't need to use these. The next one we got here is the deadbolt itself. Make sure that when you place it on your door, the side that says up, it is facing up. So install the 2 screws on the side of the door and you have the first step done. The next thing you would do, it will be a great idea to get some help. Make sure that this is vertically. And right now I calibrated it a little bit in terms that if you turn it too much towards the right side, that's wrong. If you turn it too much towards the left side, it's also wrong. You want to have it right in between. In this case, the vertical installation was the one that worked out for me. Sometimes you may need to insert it in and take it out a few times. Make sure that your key is working correctly. So again, it would be a great idea to get some help so that way somebody's holding it for you before you installed the inner part. Now, don't forget guys that before you get to the bracket, don't forget to run this wire on the lower side of the deadbolt. There's a little opening on your door. Make sure that you slide the cable through, and after doing so, now you are ready to install this bracket. It also has a little label right there. It says up. Make sure that this writing is facing you, not the inside like this. That will be incorrect. It goes on like this. And then install the 2 screws that came included in this little bag. They are silver and they are the longer ones. You have 2 shorter black ones and 2 longer ones here. So once you have this bracket all set up and ready to go, the next step will be to install this right here. This is the brains of the smart lock. So here we have the battery compartment. You guys will not get to this yet. And the battery compartment side goes facing up, like you guys are seeing me holding it right now. So then you make sure that this piece connects into here. So the proper way of doing it is by putting the lock on lock mode like that. Make sure that this piece is also pointing out. So make sure that this is sticking out. Then run this through in here and connect the wire that comes with it, the one that you run along the lower side of the lock. Make sure that you connect it. It has a little clip, and that clip goes on the outer side. Very easy to do. There we go. Boom. And we have it connected. And now the last thing you guys need to do is push the wire inside of that little hole, so that way you don't have excessive wire coming out. And you will install the 2 screws here on the inner side of the battery compartment, and at least for the installation side, you are pretty much all set. So now the next thing you want to do is go ahead and add the batteries. Again, in my case, I went with better branded batteries. Make sure that you connect them on here, slide the cover on, and you are all set and ready to proceed with the application. Now that we got the installation out of the way here for this smart deadbolt, the rest is really easy to do. Just go on your Play Store or App Store if you guys are using iOS and search for this application called UTech. Once you download it, the next thing is to go directly into it. And if you guys are using it for the first time, it's going to prompt you to go ahead and either sign up or sign in case you guys have had this brand before or you happen to have this application already. Just go ahead and sign in. If not, sign up. It takes literally like 2 minutes to do so. I already signed up, and then after that, you guys will be prompted to add a device. So all you have to do is click on that little cross, and then it's going to find a device via Bluetooth. Make sure that your Bluetooth on the smartphone is enabled as well. And once it is found, now you are able to create what they call a code. And in my case, I went with the basic, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, just for demonstration purposes. And then once you pass all these steps, you are prompted here with the main settings on your lock. So here on the main page, you guys are prompted. You can see it says door locked. And right now, if I press on the button, it will unlock it for me. As you guys can appreciate right here, if I press it again, it'll lock it. and so on and so forth. So that's one of the options that you guys actually have to use this thing, is the application. The second one, as I mentioned before, is using here the code or the keypad. All you have to do is enter your passcode, then you click on the button down here and it'll unlock it for you. Super easy to do. The next one is using the fingerprint. So let's say you guys already added it, in which, by the way, to do so, you just click here on users, then you go on the one that says owner, and after that you click on the little plus sign and you go ahead and start adding the fingerprint. Is really easy to do, and you can add unlimited people into here. So in my case, I have a whole bunch of family members that I want to add. That's cool because you guys have no limits, but you do have limits of how many fingerprints you can add per person, which again is only 2. So once you click on that plus sign, you are able to start placing your finger on the fingerprint of the smart lock, and you have to do it maybe about 5 to 7 times approximately, and the same thing you would do for new users. So again, very easy to use, and this application will also give you a log history. It will tell you who unlocked it, at what time, you know, if it was done via fingerprint, if it was done manually. It will tell you everything, which is one of the coolest parts about this particular application. And then of course we have here settings, and on here you can change a whole bunch of things. I had it to where it was auto unlocking and I didn't like that feature, so I went ahead and disabled it. But yes, you have a whole bunch of features on here that you guys can do. You know, it all depends on the user, of course. So in my case, I went ahead already and set up everything the way I wanted it. And now here we have again the fingerprint. This thing works absolutely great. All I have to do is place it on here, and you guys can see that it is unlocked already. And to lock it, just press the button here on the bottom side, and there we go. It is currently locked. And to unlock it, just place your fingerprint like so, and it works almost all the time. That's the reason I decided to do this little demo right here, just so that you guys can see how accurate it is. So let me do this again. Let's lock it, and now let's go ahead and unlock it using the fingerprint, and you guys can see that it works instantly. And finally, let's not forget about that option that we still have available, which unfortunately I wasn't able to provide here on this video, and it has to do with the Wi-Fi bridge. This thing will give you absolute freedom anywhere that you guys are located. I mean, this thing will remotely connect to your smartphone, and you can have access to the logs. You can have access to opening the door if you guys have an emergency. I mean, there's just numerous things that you can do with this little bridge right here, and it's going to retail between $40 and $50 approximately. But yes, it is definitely recommended. That way you can make this thing fully smart to where you can access it anywhere around the world. And again, I can recommend it 100%. With this being said, guys, I think that I provided the basics for the installation and the basics of the things that you guys need to know about the smart lock. And I gotta say, guys, that in conclusion, this thing is 100% recommended. I think it's one of the coolest out there. It is definitely an upgrade from the one that I currently have on my door, so this is going to be my main unit from now on. It is well built, reliable, and so far it seems like it's going to last a very long time. With this being said, guys, don't forget that the link has been provided below. Don't forget to like this video. If you guys have any questions, also leave your comments below, and I will do my best to answer as soon as possible. Share this video, subscribe if you guys haven't done so. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next one.